Okay, we're pushing live right now, folks. So I believe we're actually live streaming now. So hello, everybody out there. Whether you're joining us on YouTube or you're joining us on we're pushing or Aventive or however you are accessing this particular piece of content. Welcome to Scripts Gone Wild, our sort of drunken script reading shenanigans that we do from time to time at the coolest film festivals. We don't like to do it at any of the crappy ones. Only the best. We are here today to pay tribute to a wonderful, I can't even say it with a straight face.
Frank.
Once Frank, who actually is our original cast member from this film, has not logged on yet, so he'll be here shortly while I do my spiel. So, Rock and Roll Nightmare, how to sum up this film? It is everything you would expect from a low-budget film in the 1980s. Nothing more, maybe a little less. And that's what we're reading tonight for Skyline Indie Film Festival. For those of you out there, you're like, what the fuck is Skyline Indie Film Festival? Well, it's a film festival. You should have been paying attention. And it happens here in scenic Winchester, Virginia, which is currently where I'm at. And it's an awesome 4-day film festival. We run the 8th through the 11th. We've got some amazing films screening, everything from 525-77 to The Leech, which stars our good buddy and alum of Scripts Gone Wild, Graham Skipper.
Yeah.
All sorts of amazing films. A lot of them are available virtually, so you can access them that way as well. You can go to skylineindiefilmfest.org and get your tickets and your passes and all of that fun stuff. So I got to ask everybody, is sort of a group question. I'm also killing time because Frank is still not here yet.
Yeah.
Who all has seen Rock and Roll Nightmare?
I saw it today, actually.
Okay.
Refresh my memory today.
4 people. Well, each of you who saw it, if in one sentence you can describe your experience watching Rock and Roll Nightmare, what would your description be?
It's totally 80s-tastic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the best. I'm taking his. It's not even a
okay, you can't steal it. Drink, Alexis. Drink. You can't steal.
What?
You can't steal someone's description. You got to drink.
You just made that up.
That's fair.
Yes, I did.
That's horseshit.
I absolutely did just make that up.
Okay.
Okay, good job.
It was fun and electric. And
electric.
It's electric.
Honestly, I was watching it and I was like, this movie's electric. I felt like an energy of like a very specific. I enjoyed it a lot, and especially no spoilers, but the demons, they were quite fascinating.
They were very like slimy and wet.
I gotta go with muscly.
I miss
muscly.
Why are there no more wet puppets? Where did the wet puppets of the 80s go?
No.
Have you seen the puppets today? I think the wet has melted them. Google it at some point.
Have you seen puppets today? Puppets today just don't understand.
We just got a text from our beloved Frank who says, my Zoom is updating. Be there shortly. This is technology in the era of live reads, everybody. This is also the first live read we've done in a while, so we're shaking the dust off. We actually do a live show once a quarter in Los Angeles, so if you live in Los Angeles, come check us out at El Cid on Sunset, right? We're doing Black Christmas on November 30th. Yeah, I know. It's going to be pretty rad. Clarke's screen, because Clarke is in that, and Natalie is in that.
Yeah.
And, that should be a blast. And we're going to be announcing our cast soon. We've got a couple really awesome people who are going to be joining us for that one. But we'll announce that later. Well, let me give you the spiel. Let me give you the rules. Frank doesn't need to be here for that. Scripts Gone Wild is a drinking game. Anytime one of our readers flubs a line, misses a cue, does anything that we can construe as a mistake, they have to take a drink. So anybody on this Zoom or anybody at home, just shout drink. If you're at home, we probably won't hear you, but what the fuck? Do it anyway. You're drinking. Why not? Those words for the night are, and I'm going completely blind here, and I reserve the right to change the words in mid-script if I so choose. But the words right now are going to be song and bub.
Oof.
Bub?
Wait, Bub or Bud?
Did we say Bub?
Bub. B-U-B.
Like-
Bub.
Like what Wolverine said.
Like
Wolverine
exactly,
calls you.
exactly.
There's that handsome son of a bitch, Frank Dietz.
Hey.
Hey, oh, hey.
I hope it's just that picture of him looking on for the entire read and no vocalizations coming out whatsoever. We also do something that's called the finish your drink line. Whenever we get to a certain line in the script, everybody finishes whatever drink is in their hands, whether it is a fresh pour or a couple of sips. And Frank, you're with us.
Hi, Frank.
Frank!
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, I I thought it was 8:15 tonight. So
You didn't see the Eastern Standard Time
I did
part,
not.
did you?
I did not, unfortunately. But it's all good.
I had a
I'm here
feeling
now.
that's
Liane,
what happened.
Liane will be here shortly, but her character doesn't have lines right away. So hi everybody.
Hi.
That's fine.
Welcome
Hey.
to the Los Angeles day
So-
drinking affair here.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, we're kind of used to that, really. I guess.
Tell us, Frank,
Yeah,
and
that's
the
just
audience
regular
at
Los
home,
Angeles.
what is the most iconic line in this script, Frank?
Oh boy. There's so many bad ones to choose from. Let's see. It's got to be something Thor says, probably. Wait a minute. It's not. That's not till the end. Should be something somewhere in the middle. All right. let me
It can
think.
be anywhere you want to put it, Frank. You're choosing the finish your drink line.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'll let you know, Frank, that our trigger words are, shit, bub
And song.
and song.
And song.
And
Okay.
song. Bub and song. And then
Bub.
this will be the finish
Oh,
your
okay,
drink
so
line.
The bubs, the bubs are mostly at the end, right? Oh, I know. Here's the line. Ready? It's, oh man, smooth move there, Wonder Wallaby.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but okay.
It's a sex
Oh,
thing. It's a sex thing.
Before we
don't
get going, Frank, tell us a little bit, because you are the only person on this route who actually made this movie.
No, that's not true. When
What?
Liane gets
Well,
on,
Liane,
she was in it
wait,
too.
is that how y'all met?
No,
Okay.
but
So
we-
that would have been a lovely story.
but we played honeymooners in this, and we weren't married yet. We got married like, I don't know, 6 months later or something like that. The following summer. But no, we met way before that.
Okay.
We just, well, John Fasano, who wrote it and directed it, like, he's from our hometown of Port Washington on Long Island.
Woo!
So
Guyet represent.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm another one. I'm from Port.
Yep.
Yep.
So he hired most of the, like, a lot, or at least as many as he could, because of a certain amount of them had to be Canadian, because we were getting a tax credit from the Toronto Film Commission or whatever. And so he cast a whole bunch of people that he knew, like, growing up in high school and everything like that, and then filled the rest with Canadians. So
Like you do.
yeah, as one does. Yep.
Like you do.
But
Awesome.
yeah, it's when I have to, like, I'm so sorry. This script is just so bad, and I didn't remember how bad until I had to rewrite it into final draft a few days ago, and I was just kind of appalled by it. And I that will probably be reflected somewhat in my stage directions, which, if I don't know if you guys have read it yet or not, but
That was my favorite
I'm
part.
a little
Frank.
bit facetious. Oh man.
Fantastic.
I enjoyed it, Frank. I enjoyed you in it, and I enjoyed it. So I watched it today. So
Oh,
Same
great.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's really goofy and stupid but a lot of people really enjoy it, just as a really fun bad movie. So, like the other 3 movies I made with John Fasano, in Canada, they're all kind of, they're all,
I like the
they're all on the
pages,
same level.
I like the pages that only have one sentence on them, like Shel Silverstein.
Well, the reason for that is, and it's only people that would really be very familiar with the movie. The reason I did that is because at the beginning of the film, there is what's famously known now as the van scene, which goes on for like 6 minutes. And it's just John Thor alone in the van, acting like he's talking to other people who aren't in the van. And it's just shot after shot of this van going down these roads. And they did it because the movie came up like 10 minutes short. They had to pad the shit out of it. And so that was one way, was because we had already shot everything up in Toronto, and we couldn't bring the cast from New York back up there. But John Thor is Canadian; he's already there. So that was one way they decided they would fill up. But,
you can't tell.
I mean, look, I got to tell you something. On October 13th, there's going to be a Rock and Roll Nightmare virtual reunion.
Wow.
Nice.
This guy, Tim Milliken, has been putting on these reunions of these movies, and he's pretty good about finding cast members and putting it together, but we will be...
Liane just made a cameo.
That was a cameo. It's usually filled with really great stories about what went wrong during the filming of this movie. Oh, are we going to share? Yeah. Okay, come in.
You're watching how the sausage gets made, everyone.
You have a drink? No.
Well, while you're doing
You have
that,
to
I'm
have
going
a
to
drink.
introduce everybody before we get started, so everybody knows at home who's on this beautiful read. And I'm going to start. I'm doing it in no particular order, other than the order that is on my Zoom screen. We've got Natalie Nicole Dressel.
Great to see you. Woo!
Champagne up. We got Chad Addison.
Hey.
We've got Mu-Shaka Benson.
Yay!
Mr. Paul Guyet. Mr. Mick Manhattan.
How you doing?
Mr. Ben Hethcoat.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mr. Clarke Wolfe.
Hello.
Alexis Iacono. And the family Dietz. Frank has a very concerned look on his face. It's like he just hit a button and all copies
doesn't seem to be working. Oh wait, there it goes. All right, cool. I think we're finally there.
There you go. We hear you just fine, Dietzes.
Missed all the introductions. There we go. Okay.
You clapped in absentia. Well, I mean, there's no reason why we can't just go ahead and dive into this thing. So, Frank, take us there, Maestro. You're going to get to hear my dulcet tones read for a change.
I know. How much fun is that? Uh-oh.
I know.
What is
I
that?
don't know what that is.
It's this. You put that
Oh.
on top of the keyboard.
Oh.
You put that there.
Real
Oh
world
my God.
check.
This is about the way the movie went, actually, when we were shooting. All right. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Interior barn recording studio night. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong page.
To a great start.
Wait a second.
Wow.
We're skipping ahead.
Yeah.
This is a
All right,
rock
here
and
we go.
roll
Rock and Roll
nightmare.
Nightmare, written by John Fasano, adapted for the Scripts Gone Wild stage reading by Frank Dietz. And now we can do it. All right, exterior farmhouse morning. It's a perfectly normal morning. The perfectly normal, secluded country farmhouse has a tractor in the front and a large, perfectly normal barn a few yards away. Perfectly normal. Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Cut to interior farmhouse kitchen morning. Carol, a housewife, is preparing breakfast for her husband and young son. Upstairs, her son, who is about 8, is reading a magazine in his bedroom. Her husband is in the bathroom shaving with an electric razor. Do we have somebody playing Carol?
Did you assign Frank? We're off to a. Did Carol get assigned?
I'll be Carol.
Okay.
I love this.
Second floor brigade. Breakfast is almost ready. Oh, I'm drinking.
Okay.
Wow, already.
Okay.
Okay, Mom, don't scramble the eggs without me.
Just then, Carol senses an ominous presence has entered their perfectly normal home. A weird, high-pitched sound rises. Carol shakes off the clammy feeling and returns to the aforementioned eggs.
Scrambled eggs without milk. Carol, you were dizzy this morning.
She moves to the refrigerator, grasping the door handle. She pulls it open. Upstairs, her husband hears a large, garbled snarl. First one. Followed by terrified screams. Carol? The screams continue as he rushes downstairs and into the kitchen. Carol is nowhere to be seen. Carol? Carol? The door of the oven shakes. He looks at the oven. Oh my God, Carol! Does he think she's in the oven? Don't know. But he reaches for the oven door and opens it. A bright red blistered skeleton bursts out, attacking him and snarling like a wild beast. Is this Carol? Don't know. But little, what's his name? They never say. Anyway, the little son is on the stairs witnessing the carnage below.
Mommy? Daddy?
Cut to farmhouse morning exterior. The son screams echo from within the farmhouse walls and then are cut short. Something very bad has invaded this perfectly normal house.
A script.
Indeed. Dissolved to farmhouse night. A pretty cool title sequence is peppered with POV steadicam shots of something, as in something, scurries around the floors of the house. What is it? A mouse? A rat? A raccoon? Or is it some unearthly? Or is it left out a word, I think.
Way to drink.
Or is it something unearthly? Don't know. Cut to road day. A large white van travels the long and winding road, heavy metal music blasting from within. The driver has a mane of long blonde hair, and he nods and talks to somebody, apparently in the van with him, but we can't see them. The van keeps going down the road. The van keeps going. And going. And going. Cut to farmhouse day. Ominous voices seem to sing out ominously as the van finally arrives at the farmhouse and parks. The driver's side door opens and out steps John Triton, the blonde-haired driver. He is masculine, muscular, and yet he seems as if he has a sensitive side. He walks around to the other side of the vehicle where his bandmates are exiting. Everyone is dressed in thick winter coats because it is cold as fuck there.
Okay, people, here's your new home for the next 5 weeks.
It's a goddamn farm.
Liane is glamorous, voluptuous, and a certified bitch. John is embraced by his wife, Randy, a pretty redhead. John leans in to quietly talk to the band's manager, Phil, even though everyone is standing less than 10 feet away.
Hey, no one's lived here for 10 years?
Relax. Would I pick a loser?
Phil has that used car dealer vibe, and if he lives, as if
Drink.
Swing.
Bang.
as if he lives for the hustle. He addresses the rest of the band.
Now we have all the comforts of home here and none of the hassles. The gas and electricity have been turned on for us, but there's no telephone and there's no goddamn TV.
The group groans in disappointment.
Oh, no.
You guys didn't let me get to the butt. I'm a butt man. But if you look, in yon barn-like structure, we have constructed a 24-track recording studio.
Let me guess, to record roosters in the morning.
Nothing to break our concentration, and plenty of room so everyone can get a little privacy.
Oh my God.
Clearly this man has watched the movie.
He watched it today.
So great.
Oh boy, it's like John was in the room with us. Stig, the band's drummer in typical rocker garb, steps up speaking in a terrible semi-Australian accent.
Hey, really, mate? What are we supposed to do here?
That's
Rehearse,
way better than the one
brain.
Shane did. Yeah.
Too good.
Rehearse, lame brain. The city softened your ears and your arms. In the last gig, he wasn't even playing the same song we were playing.
So now that we're here to rehearse our new album.
Or lose our advance.
So now that we're here to rehearse our new album.
Sorry.
Or lose our advance.
Or lose our advance. We've got a month to come up with 10 minutes of new good material. And we're not going anywhere until we do.
Freaking great. But why Canada?
Because Toronto's where it's happening, man. The music, the film industry, the arts. The only way to get you guys to rehearse is to lock you in a place where you have no distractions.
Like the music, the film industry, the arts.
And nothing to do but play.
Back to nature, huh? No hot tubs, no dynasty.
That's kind of like a vacation. I like it.
Mary and Roger Ebert are newlyweds. Roger is the band's bass guitar player. He seems kind of stupid.
You would.
Mary is absolutely gorgeous, the prettiest woman in the entire movie. Great personality, too. Oh, and smart.
Can you tell my husband? Oh my God. Come on, you two. Don't start.
You jumped ahead. You got a drink.
What happened?
Yeah.
What? No, I didn't.
Oh,
You didn't go.
You
You
read,
got a
you
drink.
read the description of me.
Frank drinks.
Frank.
Frank.
I am off my game tonight. Okay, go ahead.
Come on, you two. Don't start. Come on, Rod. Let's go find a clean room.
Okay, listen. Dinner will be ready at 6. We'll have a quickie. Oh, no.
Frank,
We'll have a quickie band meeting, and then we start our first rehearsal. So that gives us about 2 hours to get settled in. I can do math. And by the way, I'm doing all the cooking.
great. Just great. First of all, we have to take in our own baggage because you're too cheap to get us a roadie. And now we have to eat your cooking? Stiggy baby, why couldn't you become a Coke dealer or something sensible?
Phil turns to an odd-looking fellow pushing a wheelbarrow past them.
Hey, Carl! Carl, get over here! I just want you people to meet the man who made this all possible, okay? This is Carl. Come over here. Carl the caretaker. Let's hear it for him.
Group applause.
Hi, gang. How are you?
You'll have to excuse me. I'm just going to talk to Carl for a minute. Okay.
The last couple, Dee Dee and Max, are standing close to each other. They obviously like each other, but don't acknowledge it because they are too shy, like all heavy metal rockers. Phil pulls Carl aside.
Carl, baby, listen. We really appreciate everything you've done for us, but I need the keys for the house.
Yeah, I got the keys here. You know, I wanted to tell you, the barn over there?
This one? How many barns they got?
Yeah, the barn there. That recording company, RCS?
A,
right. They came here when Alice Cooper.
you mean...
Blooper!
You mean blooper?
Cooper!
You should backwards drink. You got it right.
Yeah, and they built the recording studio up there, 24 track.
The keys I'd like to have, Carl.
Yeah, I have the keys here.
Good. Can I get?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you something though.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This is not the first band that's been here,
Oh, really?
Oh, no. We had Bob Stewart.
Rod? Did he have a key? His own key did he have?
Huh?
The key? Oh, never mind.
And also there's a room up there in that house there, and there's a piano bed in there.
So what? Is it like a real piano? It's a bed shaped like a real piano? And it has the keys and everything?
No, it doesn't have any keys.
Neither do I, Carl. Neither do I. And I need the keys.
Oh, why didn't you ask? Here you go.
Carl hands him the keys.
Sorry. Guess I wasn't thinking. Thank you for your help.
Phil pats him on the back and walks away. Carl watches him go and smiles creepily.
You'll see.
The band all gather up their luggage and walk towards the house, with Phil carrying all the instruments behind them. Cut to farmhouse living room day. They all enter, turning on the lights and look around.
So, what do you think? Isn't this great?
No one answers.
So, Randy and I are in the master bedroom, and there's a smaller bedroom for Roger and Mary.
What about Sticky and I?
Rod and I are actually married.
Even though his name is actually Roger.
Get a load of the child bride.
There's a guest bedroom. You and Stig are in there.
Liane and Mary just glare at each other. Tension, you see.
And we'll put Max in the office on the second floor, because we moved a cot in there. And Dee Dee, we'll put you on the first floor, because there's a fold-out bed in the den.
And I'm on the couch in the living room.
Where else? Okay, you guys get settled in. I'm gonna lock up the van. See you guys later.
Guest room? How long are we gonna be in this dump?
Till your boyfriend learns which hand plays which drum. Burn.
No sweat, sweet knees.
Great.
Cut to farmhouse evening. John walks out into the very cold and windy yard to where the van is parked. He senses something. He looks up at a window on the second floor of the house. A shadow on the window curtain moves about. John looks concerned. What is it? A ghost? A demon? A succubus? No, the curtain's part to reveal it's just Randy waving to him.
Okay, honey, I know you can't hear me. I'm just locking up the van. I'll be up in a minute, okay?
She can't possibly hear him over the howling Canadian wind, but she acknowledges him by bouncing her boobs up and down, as one does. Cut to exterior montage night. As John heads back inside, we are treated to a montage of various second unit time stretching images of the trees, the clouds, the moon, more trees. It's fucking ominous, I'm telling you. The trees look really scared. Cut to farmhouse living room night. The group are now gathered around a tiny table in the living room, feasting on Phil's supposed cooking and some product placement.
Is that it for the bird?
We assume he's talking about the chicken.
All but the last rites, mate.
Well, you outdid yourself tonight, Phil. Hey, I'd like to propose a toast to Roger and Mary, who started off Triton's biggest year yet by tying the knot. Yeah!
They all raise their glasses. Ooh.
Cheers. Mazel tov.
Whatever.
Roger and Mary kiss. My gosh, they are so good looking.
Stiggy has a toast.
I do.
Come on, you idiot. What do you have to be thankful for?
I'd like to propose a toast to Phil, who came up with this wonderful dinner for us tonight.
Liane rolls her eyes. She does that in every scene.
So, how do you like your rooms?
It's just wonderful, John. Really great.
There's no place we'd rather spend our honeymoon than with the band.
Thanks, guys. Mary, I feel like I'm welcoming you into my family.
My room's fine. A little empty, but fine.
Okay. It's time to see how much of our music we've forgotten.
Rod, Max, Stig, let's tune our weapons.
Well, girls, it looks like we have dish duty again.
God.
I'm afraid I don't do dishes. I'm not a housewife.
She storms off.
Who does she?
Mary nudges him to let it go.
Look, only a bad cook doesn't clean up after dinner. Come on, girls. Let's go cut some grease, huh? Ajax, boom, boom. The blue dot cleanser, boom, boom.
Let's rock and roll.
Boom,
They all
boom.
get up and head out. Cut to farmhouse kitchen night. Phil, Randy, Mary, and Dee Dee are washing the dishes, whistle while you work, but it is covered up by rock music, so the production company avoided a Disney cease and desist. Outside, John calls to Dee Dee from the barn.
Hey, I know you can't hear me either. Dee Dee, we're almost ready.
I'll be right there. Sorry, guys. I can't help you finish.
She leaves, heading for the barn.
Hey, what's a few dirty dishes among friends, right? You know what? Let's go lend the gang some moral support, shall we? Come on, let's go.
They all head out to the barn. Interior barn recording studio night. The band have started rehearsing their song, We Live to Rock. Dee Dee on keyboards, Roger on bass guitar, Max on guitar, Stig on drums, and John at the mic singing lead vocals. Mary and Randy watch them from the sidelines. Liane looks bored. Phil is above them in the sound booth, drinking from a coffee cup. But something is watching them all, peering around the corners and creeping along the floorboards. Phil puts down his coffee cup and turns away. A small, bizarre-looking cyclopean creature appears and, unseen by Phil, hocks a nasty loogie into his coffee. It scooters away just as Phil reaches for the cup again. He takes a sip. He pauses. It tastes different, but not bad. He continues to drink it. The song comes to a big finish with Stig breaking his drumstick on the cymbals.
Oh, man. Smooth move there, Wonder Wallaby.
Drink!
Oh, there's the finish your drink line. Oh, God.
I gotta drink the whole thing.
It's not my fault.
Hey, relax, guys. Stig, we'll get you another one. Everybody, take 5.
It's not my fault.
Guys all step up to their respective partners. Liane approaches Stig.
You get me so excited when you're so forceful, lover, huh?
She walks away.
Hey, Phil, you got those extra drumsticks?
Phil makes his way down from the booth.
Sure, I got a whole box full of fucking drumsticks in the basement. I know I'm dealing with Mad Max. Have no fear. Wonder Manager will save the day.
Wonder Manager?
Yeah, it's a wonder he's our manager.
I heard
Everybody
that.
laughs at
Oh.
this marvelously clever joke. Cut to basement night. Phil enters the dark basement alone. He flips on a light switch, which helps a little. He approaches a bunch of cardboard boxes, looking through them for drumsticks.
Ah, Phil. Dang, where'd you put those things?
Phil?
Startled, Phil spins around to see Liane now standing near him.
When you scared the shit out of me.
I'm sorry.
Shouldn't you be downstairs? Upstairs?
Upstairs.
Shouldn't you be upstairs?
Right.
Drink. Upstairs. Everyone up there only thinks about music. They're not like you. You appreciate the finer things in life. You know what appeals to a woman.
Do I?
You know what makes a woman hot.
You should really go upstairs. Stig is going to be wondering what happened to you.
Why? What's happened to me?
Liane, let me assure you, as God is my witness, I have to tell you, I really could not.
You don't really expect me to believe that, do you?
Liane pulls her blouse off, revealing her impressive bosom. She steps in closer to Phil. She grabs his hands and places them on her breasts. Phil pulls away. She unbuttons his shirt. No, okay, that's on.
No, Frank, she unbuttons his and plants.
And plants a kiss on his lips, yes. I wrote that on purpose. She pulls his shirt down and begins to kiss his neck. He is practically hypnotized by her.
Hey, how about those sexy ass Mets? Huh?
He gives in to her, not seeing that her pretty face has turned into the face of a demon with sharp fangs.
What?
He buries them deep into Phil's neck and shoulder. He screams as she pulls away with a big, huge chunk of flesh in her jaws.
I like men!
Cut to barn recording studio. Upstairs, the sound of Phil's screams startles the others, including Liane.
That was Phil!
Come on.
They all rush towards the basement. In the basement, John gets there first, followed by Randy and the rest.
Phil! Phil!
Spread out, everyone.
Hey, Phil, you all right?
He's not over by the stairs either.
Where could he be?
I don't know. Phil's irresponsible, but not this much so.
Had our excitement for the night. He'd probably pulling our friggin' legs like the time he booked us all into the same hotel room in Boston.
He probably didn't even come down here. Let's go check upstairs.
He's got a point. Let's check upstairs.
It sounded like the scream came from down here. You're right. Let's go upstairs.
Let's do a little later. John and Randy are in the barn as Stig, Dee Dee, and Liane enter.
Any luck?
The sniveling git's not out of the bloody house.
That's an understatement.
We've been all over nothing.
Max enters.
I even looked in the attic. He can't be in this barn. I'm drinking.
Roger and Mary come in from outside.
Well, I think we found him.
The van's gone.
Gone.
She rushes past them to the window, looking out. The van is indeed missing. She storms back in.
This is marvelous. Here we are, running around like a bunch of lunatics, and Phil's run off into town to get plastered. He stranded us. The loser.
Well, that's the last we'll see of him till morning.
Come on, let's call it a night.
They begin to file out of the barn.
No mystery. Phil went into town.
Yeah. Why?
The drumsticks. He probably forgot to pack them and went into town to get some. Come on in the house, big fella.
You go on ahead, Randy. I'll be up in a minute.
Don't be too long, honey. Your singing's brought out the beast in me.
She blows him a kiss and heads out. John is quiet, introspective. Is he actually worried about Phil's disappearance? Don't know.
They really want to make Thor seem sensitive in this
Just
film.
deep.
Very sensitive.
Oh,
Deep, sensitive guy.
Basement night. John returns to the basement looking around. He immediately finds the box of drumsticks. He becomes quieter and more introspective. Cut to piano bedroom night. John and Randy have settled into the piano bed. John is reading. Randy is dressed in a little negligee.
You know, we are on sort of a vacation. Do you feel romantic?
what's that, hon?
John Triton, have you heard a word I've said? What's on your mind?
I don't know. Maybe it's Phil. It's not like him to run off like that.
Not like the same Phil that got locked in the Vatican when we were in Italy and ended up in the bathroom of the Pope's private chambers?
Yeah, you're right. He's probably just somewhere in town.
Now, about what's on my mind.
What's that, hon?
I'll tell you later.
I want to know if Triton played at the Vatican. Did the Pope personally invite Triton to play at the Vatican?
That's my headcanon. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Interior den night. Max is strumming his guitar, sitting on the cot that is actually a real bed with his shirt off. Dee Dee knocks on the door, dressed only in a men's button-down shirt.
Hello.
Hi, come on in. I was just ready to crash. What's wrong?
I couldn't sleep downstairs alone with Phil disappearing like that and all.
That's tough, Deeds. What can I do to help?
Well, I thought maybe we could just sit and talk a while.
I hate to admit it, but I'm really wiped out, D. I probably wouldn't be good company.
Well, if you want me to leave.
He starts to leave, but Max reaches out and grabs her hand.
No, it's okay. Is it all right if I just mostly listen?
Max, you're the best.
Cut to second bedroom night. Roger and Mary are in bed kissing.
Hello, Mr. Ebert.
Hello, Mrs. Ebert. So, how do you like married life so far?
I love being married to you. And to Dee Dee, and to Phil, and to Stig, and to Luann.
I know, I'm sorry.
I know how important this is to you.
Would you rather honeymoon someplace exciting and romantic like Hawaii or someplace?
He starts to kiss her neck. She looks up toward the ceiling.
That's just terrible. No, it really doesn't matter. The view would be the same.
They embrace again. Did you think that scene was terrible?
That line is terrible.
I wrote that scene. Thank you so much. My wife, everybody.
I think it shows
Okay.
trust. She's not lying to you anymore. That's real love.
It's a very good way to look at
Yeah,
it.
let's be frank.
Okay.
Jeez.
Cut to interior guest room night. The less descriptive I am here, the better. Trust me. Stig is having sex with Luann. He finishes and climbs off her. She doesn't look happy.
As usual, babe, the best.
Yeah, Stiggy baby. Dynamite.
Well, I'll be back. I'm just gonna go shake the monkey, eh? Drain the dragon.
He throws on a pair of tidy whities, thankfully. The kind that never should have been invented to begin with.
We live to rock. I'll be back.
He exits, leaving Luann to her patented eye rolling.
The 1 minute wonder.
Nearby, a creature scurries across the hallroom floor. Cut to
Right there,
Ian
creatures.
Knight. Dee Dee is sitting on Max's bed.
And that's when I knew music was going to be my life. I feel like I'm opening up my soul to the audience and to you. Max, I think. Max?
But Max is fast asleep. Dee Dee looks over at a chair in the corner.
I hope that chair is comfortable.
Cut to bathroom night. Stig is washing his face in the bathroom sink. He admires himself in the mirror.
What a lucky girl she is.
He flexes his muscles. Again, he imitates Arnold S.
Your clothes. Give them to me now. A freaking mate.
Close
Freaking a
enough.
mate. Freaking A, mate.
You got it.
Drag!
Okay. He turns and finds himself standing before a strange, barely dressed woman with huge breasts. Her gaze captivates him. She licks her lips. She reaches out to him. Stig raises his hand to meet hers. He smiles, but then suddenly the mystery woman transforms into a hideous, dribbling, sticky red goo from its mouth. Oh boy, I was tired. Stig is frozen with fear. The creature's gnarly hand grabs him by the face. Stig's eyes roll back into his head. Cut to guest room a few minutes later. Luann is still lying in the bed, primping, when Jim returns to the room. He stands above her. He appears different somehow. Nothing like the stupid goofball that went into the bathroom. He stares down at her.
Stiggy baby, what's wrong?
No answer.
What do you want?
Without a word, he strips the blanket off her
Let me guess.
and then jumps upon her naked body. Cut to second bedroom again. Roger and Mary are resting in each other's arms when the sound of Luann's loud moans of pleasure are heard through the walls. They listen and start to laugh.
Oh boy, the Stig must be in rare form tonight.
They both collapsed in a fit of laughter. Cut to farmhouse night. A car pulls up to the house and parks. 4 nicely dressed young women, groupies, get out and approach the house. Cindy is their leader.
Cindy, are you sure this is the place?
Told you, my mother works in the real estate office that's been trying to sell this dump for the past 10 years. They're here.
Wow, the Tritons in our own town.
Right.
Far out. Far out. Christ, let's go wake them up.
Let's fucking go!
They walk from the car to the front door.
Hey, I got a great idea. Let's check them out in the morning.
Wait a minute. I thought you said this was far out. Go ahead, nubs. No, nubs. No, what?
Numb knobs.
Numb knobs.
It's a popular saying in Toronto.
Very popular, yes.
The groupie is about to knock on the door when a light comes on within. The door opens and Phil is there to greet them.
Good evening, girls.
Hi. We're the Mississauga members of the Tritons fan club. I'm Cindy Connolly, president of the club. We heard that the band is staying here.
So resourceful of you, very attractive young ladies. Why don't you come in?
This is a different Phil, smoother, less frenetic. He escorts them into the house. Interior living room. Phil ushers the four girls into the living room, locking the front door and closing the blinds. He turns to face them.
We are in the right house, aren't we?
Absolutamente, babes. The band's just upstairs. All that cocaine and stuff, sex and drugs really knocks you out. Now I'm Phil. I'm the band's manager and procurer. It's 2 a.m. The band will go down in about 20 minutes. So let's whip out those breasts, girls.
The girls all react as expected.
What?
I thought you girls were here for the jobs.
Jobs.
What jobs?
The road groupies. We have 4 openings for road groupies. So you travel with the band and you grind the cocaine, scream and faint in the audience, and you keep the costumes pressed. Now, I don't have all night. So let's whip out those bazooms, shall we, babes?
Groupie 2, the one closest to Phil, starts to unbutton her blouse.
Don't!
Phil grabs her by the arm.
Why are you here?
Sorry, mister.
Phil.
I'm sorry, Mr. Phil. This isn't what we expected.
Suddenly, Phil's voice starts to take on a demonic snarl.
What did you expect? You expect me to believe that your little high school girls driving around in the middle of the night? Huh? You want to play with grown-ups? You're going to play grown-up games. I have positions to fill in this organization, and the 4 of you are going to fit in quite nicely.
We have to get home.
We have to go.
Quite nicely,
Yeah, we
indeed.
do.
Now let's go down to the basement. I got something to show you.
He shoves them to the basement door. His hand is now a demon hand, all gray and wrinkled and oozing pus. And those girls are never seen again. At least not in this movie. What happened to them? Were they sacrificed? Were they eaten? Don't know. Dissolved to farmhouse morning. Morning has broken, it's overcast, and one gets the feeling that it's always overcast at this location. The groupie's car is no longer parked in the driveway. What happened to them? Were they, oh, never mind. We already went over that. Cut to farmhouse kitchen morning. Randy and Mary are in the kitchen, once again washing dishes.
I'm sure Phil's not dead or anything, or he would have called.
I just want to stop and say that line is, it's just real good. Okay, it reminds me of that time we were partying with Mick and Bianca, and Phil spilled the vodka martini all over the guy from RCA Areola.
Definitely a case of shaken, not stirred.
Roger comes flying in and wraps his arms around Mary's waist.
Oh, I'm afraid I married an octopus.
I'll finish those up, Randy.
Oh, shouldn't you be out with...
Roger wags his eyebrows to indicate what he's thinking. She gets it.
Okay, you hurry up, you two. We're going to be ready to play any minute.
Randy leaves them. Roger nuzzles.
Right.
I'm taking a drink ahead of time now. Roger nuzzles Mary's neck.
Rod, I thought you said you were going to help me, not yourself.
I'm sorry. Whenever I see you doing something so domestic, my boner can't help it.
God.
Almighty.
Well, grab a towel from the cupboard and give me a hand drying.
He lets go of her and hits the play button on the tape player. Rock music fills the room. He moves to the cupboard.
You know, now that we're married, I'll hire someone to do this.
Yeah, probably me.
Just then, a pair of demon hands reach out from the cupboard and grab Roger around the neck, pulling him out of sight. Mary doesn't see him disappear. A ghoulish beast man emerges. Mary has her back turned, doesn't see the creature sneaking up behind her.
Hey, where's my towel boy?
The beast places its hands on her hips
That's no help.
and then pulls her away out of sight. She doesn't have time to scream. See?
Oh,
Yeah, take it back. She is gone. The creature reaches out and hits the stop button on the tape player, killing the music as well. Cut to recording studio. Morning. The rest of the band are tuning up in preparation of their rehearsal.
Hey, Max, where's Rod?
Think he's in the house. Want me to get him?
Nah, I'll go get him.
Rod is inside with Mary. Why don't you let him sit this one out, honey?
She winks and John nods in agreement.
Let's rock one for the newlyweds.
John straps on Roger's bass guitar and the band starts to perform their song Energy. Randy and Liane watch from the sidelines. Strangely, Liane seems to be enjoying herself this time. She must have had a good night. They finish the song and Max approaches Stig.
Stig, great work, man.
Yeah. See, I told you this vacation would do us some good, huh?
Yeah, I feel like a changed man.
Except that his lousy Australian accent is gone. Max approaches Dee Dee.
Hey, would you like to go for a walk with me?
Liane saunters up to Stig.
Hot playing, lover boy. Why don't come show me? Hey, that's right on her part, Frank.
That's I drink for that.
Why don't you come show me some of those new moves of yours?
Sure, Liane. Let's take a walk in the woods. There's a cozy lake I'd like to show you.
Private, I hope.
Very.
Over at the keyboards.
Why don't we go back to your office? Take care of some long overdue business.
Max starts to answer, but Dee Dee shuts him up with a kiss. She starts to drag him out of the barn.
Did I ever tell you how much I respect you?
Randy approaches John, who is checking his equipment. That is not a metaphor.
I think we're on more than a half-hour break, darling.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, it is the start of the trip, and they are studio ready. So, hey, let them enjoy themselves.
She puts her arms around his neck.
Rod and Mary, Max and Dee Dee and Stig and Liane. Doesn't it give you any ideas, hun?
Yeah. I gotta start working on that new love song.
He walks away from her, leaving her to pound.
Song. Yes.
Cut to pond day. Stig brings Liane to the edge of a pond on the farm property.
How'd you find out about this place, Stiggy?
Actually, I only heard about it. We're far enough away from the house to do what we have to do.
He starts to unbutton his shirt.
You want to do it right here on the grass with twigs and mud and things?
Sure, baby, you'll love it. It'll be an original, a first.
Well, after last night, I guess I shouldn't argue with you. Come on, take your things off.
Stig opens up his shirt, revealing his bare chest. Liane removes her sweater. She is topless.
Ready?
So am I.
Just then, Stig's chest erupts open and sharp-clawed demon hand emerges. Liane screams as the hold on.
There we go.
Wink.
Liane screams as the claw lunges forward, grabbing her by the breast, the right one. Her screams echo across the lake. Cut to interior den. Dee Dee and Max are naked in bed together. Luanne's screaming startles them.
That was Lou.
Huh?
I heard Luanne screaming. Listen.
Sounds like Stig is giving her what she deserves.
Oh, they both laugh.
How about me?
Am I giving you what you deserve?
Oh, yes.
Then they have lots of sex. And scene. Cut to piano bedroom. Randy is in a bathrobe preparing for a shower as John enters and goes to his duffel bag. Also not a metaphor.
Hey, Randy, did you pack my staff paper?
In the briefcase, hun? Honey, wouldn't you like to take a shower and relax before you start working?
I'd love to, Rand, but I have to work on this new song before rehearsal.
Song.
Randy drops her bathrobe.
Oh, drink. Finally a drink word.
Oh.
I would double drink because they said love song earlier and we forgot it.
Oh, I was in the bathroom. I would have called it.
This is our best episode ever.
Oh wait, what's the drinking word? I missed
Song.
it.
Song.
Song and bub.
It's only happened two
bub.
times so far.
We're about to get into some bubs, though.
There's gonna be some bubs.
Randy drops her bathrobe to the floor. She approaches him nude and they kiss.
You talked me into it.
Cut to interior shower day. In the most terrifying scene in the entire film, John and Randy have sex in the shower. All right, moving right along. Cut to interior den day. Dee Dee and Max are getting dressed.
Oh, thank you for
Worth the wait.
You don't know how crazy it made me seeing all those guys at the concerts falling all over you.
Well, I remember a few thousand teenage girls who wanted a piece of you. Maxie boy, Maxie boy.
Why did you have to wait so long?
They kiss, and suddenly a little boy appears just outside the den door. It's the son of the couple from the first scene, although they wouldn't know that because they weren't in that scene.
Hey!
Hey, what?
The boy rushes away down the stairs.
There was just this little kid at the door.
A kid? I don't see a kid.
He was there a second ago, a little boy. He just ran off.
What's he doing in there?
Hopefully not watching what was going on in there 2 scenes ago.
Maybe he lives near here. Maybe he's lost. Come on, let's go look for him.
All right.
They move to follow the mystery kid. Cut to farmhouse day. The kid rushes through the kitchen and out the back door. He races across the driveway toward the barn. Cut to the kitchen. Max and Dee Dee rush into the kitchen.
Come on, little guy.
Max looks out the window and sees the kid enter the barn.
He's heading for the barn. Come on, let's go.
Cut to basement of the barn. The kid runs down into the basement of the barn and hides in a corner. Dee Dee and Max follow him in.
Hey, little fellow, come on out.
Yeah, come on out. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to meet you. And get the hell out of this basement.
Finally, Max spies the kid crouched in a corner.
I see him.
Where?
There's something moving back there. Hey, come on out, little guy.
They move in closer.
See, we're not going to bite you.
You can probably see where this is headed. The kid steps out from behind the boxes. He growls like a wild animal. His face has changed from cherubic to feral. His teeth have become fangs. His hands turn to claws. Max and Dee Dee scream as the wolf boy charges at them, ripping and tearing them to pieces. Cut to the shower again. Yes, we're back in the shower, unfortunately. At least the activity has ceased.
Coming to this house was the best idea you've ever had.
Cut to the living room, night. A little bit later, Randy and John are sitting at the little table. Places are set for 8, but no one else is there.
Enough is enough already. I mean, we are supposed to get something accomplished up here. How are we supposed to rehearse our new album and tour when everybody's running off to scratch the 7-year itch?
Honey, I'm getting worried too. I think we should have heard something from someone by now.
I don't know. Maybe Phil came back with the van when we were in the shower. Remember the shower? And took everybody else off into town. I mean, like That's the only answer.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, how else could the equipment have gotten put away? Can you do the dishes, hun? I'm going to go upstairs and get those things I was soaking out of the kitchen sink.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm going to go into the barn and work on that new love song.
Well, you...
Oh,
Drink.
Well, you should have some added inspiration after that shower. Anyway, I'm just going to keep washing these dishes. Thanks, babe.
Cut to the farmhouse kitchen. John is washing the dishes in the kitchen. There's a lot of washing dishes scenes in this movie. He finishes, turns off the light, and heads for the back door. He hesitates because he needs
a Coke. Gotta have my Coke.
He opens the refrigerator door and reaches in for a can of product placement. As he does, the leftover chicken from yesterday sits up in its aluminum tray. It has one eye and a mouthful of sharp teeth. It snarls and snaps at John's hand, but misses. John doesn't even notice. He closes the door on the chicken monster. Cut to bathroom night. Randy is washing out some clothes in the sink. She senses something. She turns around and looks to the doorway. She is startled at first, but then...
Oh, you scared me. What are you doing here, little boy?
Dun, dun, dun. Cut to barn recording studio night. Now we're getting to the good stuff.
I love this part so...
John,
Oh, God.
John sits at one of the barn tables with his Coke and his staff paper. He starts to jot down notes. Beside him, one of those weird little cyclops creatures appears. Its hands on the table. Not noticing it, John puts the soda can down on the gremlin's fingers. The creature lets out a tiny yelp. Anyone? There we go. And scurries away. Then a strange little lizard creature rises up several feet from John. The lizard thing launches itself at John's head. But just then, John drops his pen and bends down to retrieve it. The lizard thing soars past him and crashes somewhere into the barn darkness. Finally, Randy enters the barn. She is different, cold. Well, it's Canada, so everybody's cold. But she's emotionless. She approaches John.
John, that's enough, John.
John looks up.
What are you talking about, Randy?
We have to stop pretending. The guys won't be coming back. They're dead.
Dead? You're crazy.
They're dead and the van is gone and we have no way out of here.
That's not true. The van is back. It's right out in front.
Like Phil's did, Randy's voice begins to change. It becomes deeper, gravelly.
Can't be.
Look, Phil and everyone's around here somewhere. Don't worry, for crying out loud.
You haven't been listening to me. I told you they were dead. And so am I.
And with that, Randy raises her arms up. A bright red light fills the air around her. And when it fades, she is transformed into a 7-foot-tall devil. The devil, in fact. Taker of souls, etc. He has huge black eyes, horns, and long sinewy arms and jagged teeth. His voice is deep and throaty. He snarls and growls at John, who just looks at him with no sign of fear or concern.
Nice effect, Randy. I like that look.
I've trifled with you long enough. Prepare to die. Rise, rise, my brethren. Join me in the world of the living.
A bunch of those little cyclops creatures appear. They smoke, they drink, they carry flick knives.
We must destroy this human interloper. Rise and destroy this human as you have destroyed the slimy humans who have invaded our home. Rise and join me.
You're wasting my time, bub.
This is incredible. It is almost as fun to kill one who is so stupid as to not know who it is that slays him. You are in my domain, and I will kill you as I killed your pitiful friends.
You've killed no one, bub.
Drink.
What?
Or is it less familiar to call you Beelzebub? Or do you prefer Abaddon? Or as the Hindus called you, Shaitan? Or as you were known to answer in Ahriman, Balael, Apollyon, Asmodeus? You see, I do know you.
But your woman, the others, you're bad. Your groupies, what of them?
Never hear, bub. Merely shadows I created to entertain your little friends.
And have sex in the shower.
That's not important. Juicy little souls to bring you out into the open. Just characters I drew from horror movies.
Horror movies? Oh, yes. That's where I saw that nerdy bass player before.
Yep. From the one with the guy in the hockey mask. Friday the Nightmare or something. I've been here all along.
So
I've been
who
here
were you in the shower with?
all alone, just jerking it. Can't you see them now? Can't you see that drink?
John steps toward him. A strong wind swooshes through the room.
Whoosh.
I knew if I pissed you off long enough, you'd make a personal appearance. I am the intercessor.
Woo! A blinding white light surrounds John, sending the tiny demons running for cover. The devil growls with anger. John transforms out of his human costume into a bare-chested gladiator, complete with codpiece and cape.
I am Triton, the Archangel. You overstepped your line again, bub.
Drink.
It is the Creator's highest law that keeps you in your dark place. And yet you and your brethren still insist on coming into this place, in the world of the living. When will you ever learn?
So you wish to battle with me again?
There you go.
This is the last time you will interfere with my plans. Today you will be the loser.
I am bound by this law to strike you from this place. Yes. That is my job. This is your end in this place.
We'll see.
At his command, the devil sends a batch of flying cyclops squid creatures at Triton. They latch onto his skin, ripping at his flesh, but the archangel pulls them apart with his hands, all set to heavy metal music. We accept the challenge. Then Triton and the devil go at it, man to demon. It's hand-to-claw combat with much grimacing. At one point, it looks like old Lucifer has the upper hand, but with a surge of strength, Triton rises up and shoots beams from his eyes somehow. He grabs the devil by the neck, choking him until the monster can take no more.
You win this time. This place of yours, Archangel.
And in a shower of sparks and fire, the devil vanishes without a trace. Triton has won.
I'll see you again, Old Scratch.
Dissolve to exterior graveyard, dusk. Back in his human form, John approaches the graves of 3 people. The wind whistles through the surrounding trees.
Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You have not died in vain. I, his messenger, have avenged your deaths.
He walks off solemnly. Cut to exterior suburban home day. Meanwhile, in another part of the country, it's a perfectly normal morning. The perfectly normal suburban home has a tree in the front and a perfectly normal car parked in the driveway. Perfectly normal. Or is it?
Oh.
Don't know. The end.
Woo!
And that is the end of God is Not Dead Part 4. Who knew that this was a faith-based horror film?
Yeah.
Who?
Wow.
Wow, Frank, I think you were right when you said at the beginning of this that the script was, what's the word?
I mean, really, honestly, having to, to transcribe it from the movie because I could not find my script from 1986, strangely, and I'm just going through it and line by line, and I'm just dying. Just like, oh my God, this is just so terrible. I think that if John had gone into this, deciding to make a comedy and not trying to make a serious horror movie, it might have worked. Maybe. I don't know.
You did the best you could, Frank.
You guys were
fantastic, all of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That was so great.
Thank you for transcribing this and for being a part of this. It was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
It's awesome to get to work with you.
To do shows in the future because I know they're going to be clamoring.
Absolutely, Frank.
This will live, and this read will live forever, rent free, on the Scripts Gone Wild YouTube page for future for the children, everyone. For the children. So a couple of little tidbits on our end. Once again, this read was part of the Skyline Indie Film Festival. It is taking place September 8th through the 11th in Winchester, Virginia. Tickets are on sale if you're in the area. There's also a virtual component as well, so you can check out a lot of cool stuff virtually. Coming up at 3 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday, we have a live Screen Drafts episode. Our buddies at Screen Drafts, who some folks on here know, and some have even been on, Frank and Clarke. They are doing 2012 films because it's Skyline's 10th anniversary, and it's their. So we're doing films for 2012 with Drea Clarke and Maria Lewis, who is going to be joining us at like the butt crack of dawn from Australia. So it should be a really fun read. For Scripts Gone Wild purposes, our next live read is November 30th at El Cid. We are doing Black Christmas, which is going to be a lot of fun. We've got some really cool people signing up for that one. Again, that is going to be live at El Cid on Sunset. And then our next, not virtual read, but we're going to be at Fantastic Fest, aka the coolest genre film festival ever. Clarke is going to be in that one. Alexis is joining for that one as well. In Austin, Texas, it's going to be Friday, September 23rd, 8 o'clock p.m. at the Highball. We are doing Back to the Future.
Wait, no.
October. So yeah.
Oh yeah, September. Right. Okay. Never mind.
September. Yeah, September 23rd. And that's what we have planned for the rest of the year. Scripts Gone Wild wise, we're doing live reads about once every quarter now because doing them every other week was what's the word, Frank? Impossible.
Exhausting.
Exhausting. Impossible.
Yeah.
We are gonna do one at the Horror Fest International Film Festival in October, as a way to open up the festival. It's a great festival. It goes on for like 4 days, starting October 19th, and so we're going to be doing another reading of the last one that we did live, which was Creepshow. So
that
in
by
the
popular demand
area around
Billy Rick, can I say that this got me through the pandemic? Having these to look forward
thank
to.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We had some great and good point, Natalie. Like all of our pandemic reads, if you are not familiar with us too much, are on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Scripts Gone Wild. You can check out every single virtual read we did during the pandemic. It is right there, and they are something. We'll just put it that way.
And there's actually a couple of live shows on there as well,
including one by the gentleman who did this one, Zombie Nightmare.
Yeah, Zombie Nightmare and the 1966 Batman movie, which really great cast for.
That was my first Batman. Oh God, watching that now, knowing how in on the joke as a kid, I'm like, yeah. Watching that now and watching the Irish dude say, But who would put a riddle up in the sky? Riddle. Riddle-er. It's so tasty. It's like,
Well, Paul, you don't the movie where he turns the entire UN of all 4 people into dust is a belief.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like Adam West's Batman is a whole nother level of Batman.
Yeah.
Well, for that show, we had Tom Kenny, who was SpongeBob. We had Dana Gould.
Tom Kenny and Dana Gould? Are there comedy nerds watching this? Because that's insane.
Yep.
We had
That was a good
Brian
read.
Howe, who's on Kevin Can Fuck Himself now.
Are you allowed to say that word?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Oh,
one
fuck
of
yeah.
my
Fuck yeah.
like biggest regrets was having to, for DC, go to New York and pull out of that one. So it was like,
I know. I wanted you to be Robin, right?
yes,
Yeah. Or Catwoman.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Robin.
There's been a-
No, it was
there's been a
definitely
lot of
Robin.
There's been a lot of pulling out in this read tonight.
Like in the shower.
Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Thank you, Frank, and thank you, Mrs. Dietz.
So let's this is the part in the show where we all take our group screenshot. So everybody look into your cameras and look like you just been fucking in the shower. And then I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to take this picture. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see how that. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Beautiful, everybody. So to check out Skyline, please visit us, Skyline D, or you can Ripscon. One more time, shout out to Natalie Nicole Dressel, Mu-Shaka Benson, Paul Guyet, Mick Manhattan, Ben Hethcoat, Clarke Wolfe, Alexis Iacono, and Frank and Liane Dietz. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the next Scripts Gone Wild. Until next time, just stay as drunk